Hey, everybody, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys. Well, we have lots to talk about, lots to discuss. Clearly, we always do. We're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, especially last night's episode. There are so many things and hypocritical moments that I really just want to dive into while just breaking down the episode. But some things where I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But we're going to do all of that. So, go ahead, do all of the YouTubey things first. Get subscribed, all of that. And let's talk about the Ice Queens, shall we? All right, guys. So, watching last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, first of all, I just want to kick off by saying I saw the fan feedback for the premiere episode, and a lot of people were not happy with it. A lot of people felt like it was way too produced, from the fake SWAT team stripper situation to the RV situation to the camcorders to the sort of like spooky legend kind of thing. I don't know. But I really liked having Lisa Barlow back in this episode. So the way that the episode picked up was it opened up with the aftermath of the RV trip. And we got to see all of the women sort of having breakfast, getting ready to go, and what the night before looked like. I was over it. I was like, it is time to move on. They attempted to cook breakfast. Tensions are still high. And Heather said that she's entertaining a new phase in her life as her kids grow up, and that she's done trying to hold together her family, and she's ready for her kids to be out. She's like, I'm ready for them to be gone. I am. I'm sick of trying to play mom and dad at the same time. Like, I want them to be gone. And sometimes I feel bad about that, but like, I'm ready for my house to be back to being just an empty nest. She's embracing that. It came off a little like brash, I'm not going to lie. However, like, what? There's so many parents out there that feel the same way, that they're like, okay, guys, well, we've had you for 18 years. Now it's time for you to go off to college. I see what she was trying to say. I mean, I don't think it was that big of a deal. And Heather thought Bronwyn was kind of challenging her by being like, well, listen, like, I feel the opposite. Like, I want Gwen to stay at home with me and live at my house, and I want more time with her. And Heather was like, I kind of feel like you're just like judging me for that. But that's really not, I don't think, what she was trying to say. Um, Mary Cosby was also asked, and we'll get to this in a minute, but she was asked about Robert Cosby Jr. And when she said that he's taking his recovery one day at a time. Actually, we'll just do that now. Her sitting down with him, I just feel so bad for her as a parent, giving him the tools, trying to put him in the right rehabilitation programs, trying to distance him from the friends that were a huge part of why he went down the road that he went down. Of course, he's still an adult, so you have to take responsibility for your own actions. But she's sitting there trying to understand and have a conversation without completely just like ripping his head off. And you can tell, because she's sad and she doesn't want to one day, hear that, God forbid, something happened to her son. But also, she wants him to be able to communicate with her. And she asked him, are you stoned right now? And he was like, yeah, I am. I don't know. I felt bad. I felt bad. By the way, the other moment that like felt pre-produced was when the RV got stuck and they're like, okay, well, everybody get behind it and start pushing it. I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound real or fake at all. Anyways, back at home. Now there's this woman, Amy, who's hosting a social party. This is going to be with all of the Park City OGs. And apparently, based off of what Heather says, it's the who's who. She's the who's who of Salt Lake City. Now, before we get there, Heather ends up having a meeting with Lisa, and she tells her that Bronwyn did deep research into Lisa's lawsuits, and she's there to annihilate her. And Lisa insisted that her lawsuits are getting dismissed, And she's saying that her life is very different and it's high profile. Heather was like, "Your life is not that different." But Heather was like, This is coming off very elitist of you, Lisa." And she's like, "I don't care what you say. It is different." And she's like, "Well, who was there? Who had my back?" She's like, "Well, Brittany had your back, and Meredith was Meredith, and, you know, Angie Katsunavis had some things to say, and so did a few other people like Bronwyn, and I think that you need to put a squash to it." Lisa did not leave that situation comfortable, and you could tell that Heather was put into that situation to piss her off. That way, the next moment where it's an all cast group filming situation, Lisa Barlow was going to absolutely lose her shit. That was the purpose of this conversation that, again, came off very pre-produced, in my opinion. But they tried to make it look like Lisa felt betrayed that Meredith didn't defend her, and she's upset that Angie is still talking negative about her. But Bronwyn was the one who went over Lisa's court filings, including this Amex account tied to a mystery man. So I don't know. There was a confrontation though where Angie is accused of comparing Lisa to Jen Shaw, and Lisa's pissed about that. And she wants to go up to her and have this conversation, be like, "Look, we need to talk." And Bronwyn tries to interject, being like, "Well, you're talking about me, so if you want to talk, then I'm right here. Let's talk about it." And she's like, "No, you're dismissed. I don't need to talk to you." And she ends up calling her a gout D sucker, and she accused her of having clothes due to favors performed with her husband, but Bronwyn was holding her own. She fired back by questioning, like, "Who's paying your Amex and your wardrobe costs?" Mm, okay. The producers did display the court documents evidence, and it showed where payments were made on an American Express card in Lisa's name, though tied under a mysterious personal Amex account. And Bronwyn was arguing that only cash would settle Lisa's lawsuits, not insults or posturing. And she wonders if Lisa's husband, John, is aware of the documents that Lisa kept from him. And Lisa's threatening retaliation, including posting a website exposing all of Bronwyn's lies. This looks so uncomfortable for all of the people who are in the room. It's awkward. I felt uncomfortable. And again, there's so many pre-produced moments. I hope that it gets better this season. I'm just not sure if it will. I want to hear what you guys think, though. A lot of times when we're watching Housewives or these Bravo shows, once they get into 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons, they start becoming very just like going into it thinking that they know how they want to behave or act. And then you can read through it. Is that like what you guys are getting, or am I just crazy here? Pop off. Let me know. Smash the like button. Show some love. And yeah, Salt Lake City. Go watch it.